Hi, tonight I want to talk about changing times. Um, Nobody likes change, but it happens. Everything changes. And it's trying to accept the things you can't change and move forward. I've had to learn that because of circumstances that happen. You can't control the bad. You can only try to learn from it to create something good. Um, how do you do that? Especially if you keep facing bad things and facing bad things and facing bad things. Well, you see why bad keeps happening. Why is it that bad things keep happening compared to good? And what can you learn from the bad to create a change and something good? You know, I think we're here to experience, but to learn from every experience, whatever we can get to form us, to form a better person. You know, with my brain injuries, they were unpredictable. We didn't know what was going to happen. That happened at a time that I was about to start a dream job. Now I could look at it as a sorrow for a loss and stay negative, or I could see what I gained. And it's what I've tried to do. I mean, it's taken me years to get my brain to understand, to function, to do something more. And I've been chipping away, trying. And yeah, brain injuries are permanent, they're still there. But it's what you can do with what you have. How do you make different pathways? How do you continue to go on and on when you've lost something? But what did you gain? It changes, like in the world. People don't like change. We like to keep things at the same cut out. We don't like to shake up. But shake-ups are good. Seeing beyond the wall that you're in and the same things over and over and over again, so it gets so boring that sometimes we need some kind of shake-up, and it usually happens when we least expect it. But it's the wake-up call. It's the situation that you're doing that may not be good for you. We break sometimes when stress gets too much, or when something negative that happens too much to you, you break. But there's a reason for that. It's seeing what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and where do you go from there? With the injury, with the disability, with the tragedy, it's the finding the triumph in the tragedy. That's the beauty of how God created life. And instead of going negative, trying to turn it around and see, okay, this is a horrible situation, horrible experience. I don't want to remember it, but what can I draw from it? I don't want to repeat it again. I don't want this happening again. So what can I do? Now, yeah, if we're thinking about people dying, well, we're all going to die. I hate to say it that way, but we are. Just for humans. Part of life. But what can you do with your life as you're living it? What can you do if you want longevity? What can you do? What are the positives? That's my point is, we go through this world and we look at our circumstances and we're stuck in that rut and we don't look beyond. And we don't see that silver lining all the time because, hey, life is hard. Life is not perfect. Nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. And we can't put a standard on somebody saying, hey, you've got to be perfect. We're perfectly imperfect. We're not perfect. We're not supposed to be on earth. We're supposed to be learning and growing and changing, but changing. We're supposed to be learning, not stagnated thinking that we're right, thinking that we're perfect, because nobody on the earth is perfect. We always got something to learn. You could be 100 years old and still learn something new. That's the beauty of the brain. We can always learn. We don't stagnate unless we choose to stagnate. So if you take anything out of this, take the fact that everybody has trials. Everybody has to start at one point. And no matter how perfect things are, they're not always as perfect as we think they are. And we're certainly not as perfect as we think we are. But circumstances happen that are beyond our control. It's what do you do with those circumstances to live? What do you do? Everything changes. Kids grow up. Sometimes divorce happens. You get older. You have to retire. Money may be tight when it used to be good. There's so many different factors to life. But if we just give into negative and wallow and complain and live in that rut and not try to get out, we don't have a life. We've given up the life and we have nothing. But if we try to fight for our life and strive and learn and grow and change and self-improve and really honestly taking the time out to relax and take assessment and get to know you and truly enjoying what you do have instead of wanting so much more, enjoying the fact that you have your family around you instead of wanting those extra things because everybody else has them. What does that matter? I mean, I could be in a shack with the person that I love the most and be perfectly happy. I don't need so many things to be happy. It just isn't important. What is important is people and appreciating who's around you and loving those people and giving time, not materials, time. And just saying, hey, no, I'm here for you, or I love you. Those little things can be such a gift, but it's not done. It just, we get so caught up in life, we forget what's around us. We forget that not everybody has what we have. And with everything else going on in the world, with all the fake things, negative things, people being dishonest, the bottom line is, what do you choose to do? How do you choose to continue to live? Anybody gets taken advantage of because it happens. But again, does it happen a second time? It's only if you don't learn from the first time. Because there is good and there's evil. That's the way it is. But what are we going to do when a circumstance happens that is the negative, that is the evil? Do we start yelling and screaming and attacking? Or do we take a deep breath and say, okay, what happened? What can I do about it? What can I learn from it? How can I grow? And how do I not let it repeat again? So that's a takeaway. What can I do? So I had that on my heart because a man passed away at my apartments, and he was in his apartment for 6 days before he was found. How does someone get you know, nobody's aware of things other than what's in front of them. Yes, we're a plain apartment. We have a lot of elderly people, so there's a lot of people who are broken, and a lot of people who are sickly. But we're independent, yes, but it just gets you thinking, you know, life isn't forever. Yes, we can go to heaven and we can live in heaven, but life on earth isn't forever. It's what can you do with what you have? The circumstances you have, no matter how awful they are, what is good? How do you change the story and make it better? And strive for that peace. That should be our ultimate goal, is that peace. Well, you have a good day.